Get up in here. Hey, y'all, I'm here. I think we are all ready. Can y'all hear me? Please put a 1 in the chat. Say yes, something. Let me know that you can hear me. Gosh, I don't know what happened. It's been messing up, but I think we're good now. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's get into this. Thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate everybody for being here. Hello, Alberta. Hey, Harlem. The link is down there. Can you see now? Okay, you can see in here. Good. It's fixed. Thank goodness. I was going to panic. I would have used my phone. But the haters be on the phone. So, but anyway, thank y'all so much for being here. Hey, JoJo, you know what? This is what we're going to do. Hey, JoJo the Ryan, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate everybody. I hope everybody had a good day today. We came live a couple of times to, kind of put you guys in the know about what was going on in the trial inside the courtroom. We are keeping track of that. And so we wanted to come and talk about it. So let's talk about it because we are all here for it. Again, as I say every night, we have dropped the link in the chat. If anybody wants to come up on stage and talk and visit with me in Harlem and give us your opinions, you are welcome, because for the duration of the trial, we will be having the link down there for anybody to come up on stage and give your opinion. We're going to talk about Cassie's best friend's testimony today. We're going to get into that. And if you would, as you come in, please hit the like to keep us in the algorithm. You guys, we're doing really good. We're on a roll now, and it feels amazing. And it's all because of y'all, and I thank you. And also, our memberships are up and running. So if you want to become a member, we're going to be having exclusive interviews, exclusive breaking information for members only. For those of you who have become a member already, thank y'all so much. Alberta is a member, y'all. Yay, Alberta. Thank you so much. Thank you, you guys. Thank y'all so much. Let's roll. Let's do this. Like I said, over here, it's all about love. And we appreciate it. Nothing but good vibes over here. So thank you, Alberta. That's exciting. I got 2 members, y'all. Hey. So anyway, again, yeah, there's Harlem. Again, if you want to come up, you can come up and we can talk about it. Hey, Harlem, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing amazing today.
I was trying to play catch up because I missed a lot this morning.
Did you? I was too, but I was really prepared. I was going to come online and my whole system just went blank. I was like, we are not playing these games. So my husband came in, we got it all fixed up. And so here we are. So really, like the afternoon, I was trying to get caught up in the afternoon stuff. So we're going to just talk about what we know. Harlem, why is my boy Ray J's name being mentioned in the courtroom?
I couldn't wait to say that to you.
Oh my gosh, Ray. We're going to talk about it a little bit. We're going to talk about it. It was kind of juicy. At first, it started out a little slow. So let's just get into it. So today, Bryana, I think they call her Bana, got on the stand and testified this afternoon. She started late this morning and she came back this afternoon. So if you guys don't know who she is the one. She's the young lady that P. Diddy hung over the balcony. So now we got the insight of what happened. So the insight is this. Diddy comes, he busted in the house. She says she's standing on the balcony and she's looking out. See, so this is the famous story that we heard about him hanging one of her friends over the balcony. So the culprit is here on the stand. He takes her, turns around, somehow grabs her by her breast, and then he pulls her and hangs her over the balcony, and about 4 or 5 times, do you know what you effing done? Do you know what you effing done? And she's dangling over the balcony. Finally, he puts her down, and they're like, well, where's Cassie all this time? Like, where's your bestie? Cassie's standing there like, what just happened in front of me? What the world just happened? Did you really have her hanging over the balcony? Like, did you really do that? He just leaves. And everything goes back to like doing whatever they was doing. So weird, so crazy. Don't know what she had done, but they were at Cassie's apartment and she was out on the balcony. She said earlier in her testimony that, she would be on the balcony, she would, enjoy the scene, or she would even sleep out on the balcony sometimes. And he came in there and he went off for whatever reasons. He said now, he said that she said they still try to be friendly after that balcony incident, but eventually she was tired of doing drugs. And so on January the 2nd, 2018, she I'm kind of went to the end going backwards, but at January 2nd, 2018, she was done. And they was like, how do you know that date specifically? Because she got it tatted on her neck. January the 2nd, 2018, I'm done with drugs. I'm not coming back. And she said that's the last time she hung out. She said they spent 8 hours straight doing ketamine. Now, I need somebody to tell me exactly what ketamine is, because when you wrap up sniff, the white stuff for your nose, when you wrap up oxycodone or oxy pills or whatever that is, when you wrap up marijuana, when you wrap up ecstasy and G, whatever that is, she mentioned G, like you're going to be out of your mind. And so she was just like, we were always like basically always out of our mind. It was just too many drugs around for somebody to easily quit doing drugs around them. That's crazy. Harlem, what you think?
Yeah, I've been trying to figure out, because I think it's the ketamine is a white powder as well, because I forget who it was that testified that there were 3 lines. It was the coke, the ketamine, and something else that they used to
It was like
place some.
G or NG or something. I don't know what
Was it
that
the GHB? Was it? I know it
something.
was 3 lines. They said it would always be, and they had to do the 3 lines. So it's a
Yeah.
white powder too. Um, I think it works the same as they all do. It
Oh,
just takes them into another state of mind.
yeah, it just has them out of their rabbit. I know that much. So anyway, I wanted to start there, just to kind of set the scene for who she was and why she was kind of in the picture. So basically she met she met Cassie before she met P. Diddy. But when, her and Cassie became friends, she was a designer. She was a graphics designer at first. And then somehow they connected and became really good friends. And about after a year of them being friends, Cassie was already with Diddy. And during that year, she had seen Diddy. I mean, she's seen Cassie beat up, and how he had abused her or whatever. And so Cassie finally she was like, you got to meet Diddy. I want you to meet Puff, And she was like, kind of hesitant, because she was like, I don't know. The way you've been looking, I don't know if I should. Well, she should have stuck with her first mind. So eventually she goes and she meets him, and then that's when all of these horrific things start to happen to her. Now, mind you, she is one that has immunity. She's on the stand because she has immunity. And at one point during court today, they was like it was almost like she was hesitant, like she never lied about anything, but she was hesitant about saying a lot of stuff, even about talking about the being dangled off the balcony. So they had to remind her, like, do you know what immunity is? Like, if we feel like you up here lying or whatever, like, we can snatch that immunity away from you. So she was like, she knew, and she just, you gotta just go ahead and tell the truth. But she really didn't really want to she didn't want to testify really. She didn't want to talk about being on drugs and reliving that again. But she got subpoenaed. She's here, and then here we go. So let's talk about it. They talked about being with Diddy. So at one instance was once they were all hanging out or whatever. She said that they talked about her 29th birthday party, and if y'all remember, what's her friend Red? She's a writer.
Tiffany Red.
Yes. Remember she talked about when they was at on her birthday, they was at a location, celebrating her birthday, Cat, and that P. Diddy kind of snatched her out of the party, and his bodyguards and them was all surrounding them, and he was like kind of in her face fussing. Well, they talked about, and didn't know if it was that moment, but they talked about her birthday party, and she didn't want to go do a FO, but she didn't want to do a freak off. For her birthday, she wanted to go do karaoke, hang out with her friends, and just be free.
Right.
And he was like, look, all this money I spent on you, you telling me I can't get an FO? Like that just ain't happening. So, he pulled her out, and I was thinking that's the night that Tiffany Red was talking about, because they did mention Tiffany Red. My earring gets falling out. They did. Oh, where's the back? Sorry. They did mention, that they hung out with Tiffany Red too. Her name came up today. And she said that they said eventually he got her to go or whatever. And they went off and did the freak off. And that's not something she wanted to do. But anyway, there was another instance where she said he would just show up all the time, just banging on the door in an uproar. And so this one particular time he came in there and he had this knife. He busted through the door, had the knife pointed at her, and just threw the knife at her, right? And she said that knife came so close to her head, she literally almost thought she was hit. I'm kind of ad-libbing, but that's how close it came to her head. And they was like, oh my gosh, so what did Cassie do? Cassie picked the knife up and throw it back. So at this point, I think Cassie was like, you know what? Even though I can't whoop this man, I'm going to start trying to protect myself. But, she ended up beat up or whatever. And then he just turns around and leaves. They was like, well, what did you do? Talking to Bryana, what did you do when it happened? She's like, I didn't do nothing. I was just like standing there in like shocked. And he's like, well, why didn't you call the police? She said, I was scared to call the police. I was scared. They was like, you got away from Diddy, you left, he hung you over the balcony, you came back. Why'd you come back? She was like, no, I don't even know. I was so high a lot of times. I don't know why I did what I did. She said that it was that they would try to get off of the rugs so much but it was so hard because that was their life. It was so many rugs around them. That was just their life. That's just what they provided. She said they would even do it without Diddy being around. She would supply it. Cassie would buy it, right? And so Cassie just had an unlimited amount of money to buy on drugs. There was one time in Harlem, I'm getting there. I'm gonna let you talk. So there was one time, like they had been hanging out all day long. They had been shopping. They had been here. They had been there. Diddy calls her phone, like, where you been? She's like, oh, just hanging out shopping. This man sends her a list of every single place they had been that day. So I'm kind of curious did he have a tracker on her car, on the I don't know, did a car service take it? Like, how is a tracker on her phone? Like, how did this man know every place they had been? And so Bryana was like, this is weird. Okay, this is crazy. How does he know where we've been? Like, who's watching us? Are they watching us like right now? So I'll say it again. All these stories that I'm hearing on the stand, this is like a movie, like you living in a movie. It's not real, but you just go to, it's something that somebody wrote and they acting out the parts or whatever. Every aspect of their life was about drugs and and abuse and all that. Okay, Harlem, you can jump in real quick. Anybody else want to come in? The link is in the chat. If you don't see the link any longer, then let me know. I'll stick it back out there.
Yeah, because the stylist, what was his name? Nash, his last name. Yeah, it was him with them. They would all, that's all that they would do were the rugs.
Mm-hmm.
And, I guess Cassie was probably out of it at the time that he hung her over the balcony because, like, nobody reacted. And
Yeah.
I think it was said that Banya's girlfriend was there as well. Like nobody reacted. You didn't see anything wrong with a man hanging a woman over a balcony. That y'all are just standing there frozen in time.
Just standing
But
there.
yeah, but she said there was a time that they had did rugs for
Mm-hmm.
8 hours straight.
Mm-hmm. And at that point, after the 8 hours straight, that was when she was like, I'm done. Like, I can't do this. So I'm thinking, since it was January the 2nd, 2018, that was her last time hanging out. I'm thinking
Right.
New Year's, they turned up way too much. And she was like, I cannot any longer do this. I'm done. And she said she never went back. And she was sober to this day. So I'm thinking like 8 hours, like, so if you up doing all those drugs that keep you up, so then you still can't even go to sleep because you're so high. Like, what the world? So yeah, 8 hours straight. She said they were doing ketamine at the one hotel for 8 hours straight. I don't even know what ketamine is. I need somebody to please tell me. Like, is it?
But it's just even so nobody overdosed in that time frame.
That's crazy if they didn't. Like, not even, but didn't they say Diddy did? Diddy has before. Cassie said that
He
he had went to a party. Where was it? The Playboy Mansion or somewhere, and they had to take him to the hospital. She said she had to take him to the hospital because he had OD'd.
Yeah, I remember. I remember that time, but I'm just saying, like in that 8 hour time
Oh, in that
frame,
8 hour span, yes.
nobody, like that's an excessive amount in 8 hours.
8 hours, that is excessive. But at this point, they had already been doing it so long. Their what do you call it? Where you can just take so much. Their consumption level was through the roof because that's all their life was about. Wake up, go do a photo shoot. While you at the photo shoot, put a little bit up your nose, like go back home, get your butt whooped, do freak out. I don't know. I don't know. It's wild, wild and crazy. She also said that once, like, he was finished hanging her over the balcony, he just slings her across on the furniture. And that's when Cassie was like, do you realize her girlfriend is back there? Like, did you just really do that? And then he leaves. So I still don't know the story of why he came in there, busted up in there, and hung her over the balcony. Or unless I'm missing it. Unless I missed it today.
I think he, in all actuality, didn't want them together because of the fact of buying his lifestyle and then them using the rugs together.
Yeah. And I
So it was fine for her to do the FOs, with the guy. But
Yep.
then, what if I lose her to another woman?
Yep. Yep. Because I believe that it was said now, and don't quote me, but I believe it was said that they did hook up eventually, like in a FO together. Like one, I think she said she did one FO. Um what else? Yeah, she said so they would have the drugs, we would have them. They developed a She said that's how she said because it was so much access to the drugs, to the rugs, even without Diddy being around, that's how they developed this horrible drug habit. And they was like, did you do anything to try to get off of drugs? She said, yeah, we tried. We would go in the kitchen and cook. Like, you would go in the kitchen and cook to try to get off. So basically what she was saying is they would do anything they could to try to get off of it, but they couldn't because it was just thrown at them. Like, they just had unlimited access to whatever they wanted to use that day. And that's what they were doing. And she said at one time, Cassie was on the set of what is it?
I think it was a perfect match.
The perfect match. The perfect match. And she had FaceTimed her. And when she FaceTimed her, nobody said nothing. But Cassie would just showed her and she had two black eyes. This was before makeup. It was time to do makeup on the set. She FaceTimed her and she said she had two black eyes. And they said, what did you say? And she said, I didn't say nothing. And what did Cassie say? She said she didn't say nothing. And eventually she just hung up the phone. It's just crazy. So my question that I pose is this. Do you feel like she was a stronger witness than Mia whenever you listen to their stories? They all hung out together, but do you think it was that she was a stronger witness, or that she was a more confident witness than Mia?
Well, I think they both were equally the same. It just came to when the defense did the cross examination, like they did their job. They had to dispute everything that they said.
They did. For me, I feel like if I'm picturing Mia, and with every single person that saw Mia on the stand, I think she was one of the weaker links in this, only because she didn't. There was like for Bryana, like she was giving the answers. She told you like it was. What dog ate the cat? Why did you do it? Because I don't know why I did it. Why did you go back? I don't know. Where was Cassie? She was there. Did you see her beat up? Yes, I saw her beat up. Like, she was coming with her answers. And then she also had timestamps when things had happened. On her Instagram, she had dates and times where she was bruised up. So for instance, on her Instagram page, she had a date that was September the 26th, 2026, and you would see this big old nasty bruise on her leg. And then there was another at 9:45 a.m. Like, she had those things to present that she just kept timestamps for, that, Mia didn't keep timestamps. And nothing against Mia. Like, she wasn't thinking to keep timestamps. She was thinking about how I get away from this man, is what she was thinking. But I just feel like maybe just a little bit stronger witness in this situation. So can you be the bearer of bad news and bring me the news about Ray J? Do you want to talk? That is my homeboy. I don't care. I love me some Ray J, but what do you think first? And I'll tell you what I think.
Well, she questioned her.
Tell me about that.
Who was it? Nicole questioned her about a dealer by the name of Ray J. And everybody in the court say that they, looked at each other because what they talking about Ray J. You're Ray J.
Ray J. Sorry.
But when I heard it, it just made me think of Whitney Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was said that he was involved with her and he may have been the one that gave her lethal dose.
Yep. So pretty much they said that they would get rugs from Ray J, like he was their dealer, like one of their dealers. Now, here's what upsets me about Ray J, is because he said he knows nothing. I ain't never seen, but he's supposed to say that, right?
Right.
Supposed to say that. It's my story. I'm sticking to it. But that he was the one providing it, and that's crazy because he's the one that said his nose is clean. I ain't did none of that. But he was also on the scene where Whitney Houston was. And if you go back and if you've heard the Knots talk about Ray J and his time with Whitney, I'm like, I don't know, man. Did he take her the drugs that night? Like, where did she get it from? That's who she was with. But
right.
Yeah, I was
and
floored.
he was very upset at her funeral.
He was. And I'm always wondered what the note was that was passed from Whitney to Brandy. Like, what are y'all
to Brandy?
I want y'all to tell me what y'all talking about. And then she ends up dead. But I'm just like, so if Ray J, if what she's saying is true, like what else was he involved in? What other scene was he on with them? And I'm just, because his name has come out now, Ray J, he's going to respond some kind of way. I don't know how, but he is. I believe, and I'm just waiting for him to respond because I need to call him and tell me when he's going live, so I know. It's my guy. We best friends. But I was just like, when I heard that, I was like, oh Lord, Harlem, my boy is in the hot seat. They also mentioned, names like who did they name some big names today? I think Beyonce's name came up.
Oh, did it? I tell you, I'm still playing catch up. What did they say about her?
I don't really know. It wasn't a lot. It just like maybe was in the same place at the same time or something. Nothing horrible that I caught. It was a couple of other people. I'll have to go. I'll be doing a video later and I'll figure it out. But yeah, so I just wanted to come early tonight because I have something to do, and just talk about the witness that they had today. She was very informative about what happened, the time that she spent with them. She kind of confirmed a lot of stuff that Deontay Nash had said. But here's my thing. Deontay, was he there with the knife thing? Because they were saying, why did he leave that part out? That was such like a huge thing to come in and just throw a knife at somebody, right? And they said that Deontay, somehow his name came up when she was talking about the knife thing. So let me see what else we can pull up here.
Well, like they all say, they were doing lots of rugs at that time. So who knows where he could have been, somewhere in a corner passed out or something,
Could have been. They don't know where he came from. They were so high. They don't know.
Yeah, but the apartment she was in was under the company. So of course he's going to have a key. He's going to have access.
He's going to have access to that apartment because exactly that where she was staying, the company was paying for that apartment. So even if he didn't have a key or he just popped up and didn't have, all he had to do is go to the office and get access or whatever they were saying, that he was able to get in there if he wanted to. So it wasn't no getting away from him. What about the video expert? So the forensics guy, he showed up today talking about, about the video, the Cassie and Diddy video. Basically, it was determined that the video wasn't tampered with. It was just the angles and the pausing of the way it, like if it like kind of froze or whatever. I can't remember the word they used, but it would lag for 5 seconds. So at the end of the day, what they were trying to prove is that this tape was not edited or, before it had gotten to them or whatever. So basically the video was legit when it got to the feds. Now, the big question still lies is how did CNN get the tape? I still say the manager made more than one copy. I don't know. Maybe he didn't. That's just what I think. I don't know. Or did the security guard before he got to Diddy get him another copy?
Yeah, somebody had a copy.
Somebody had a copy and somebody got it to CNN and got a whole bunch of money for it. That's what I think. That's what I think. So let me see who's tomorrow.
Is Bond, are they finished with Bond yet?
I'm not sure that they're finished with her today or not. Like I said, I had got it behind this afternoon. But I'll be posting. You guys will keep abreast of that. I'll keep you guys abreast of that because I will be posting some shorts later on tonight about a lot more about this afternoon and a lot more about Ray J too. and his involvement, and the people that were the celebrities that were announced, that were mentioned in the trial today, and then also who will be testifying the rest of this week if they haven't posted yet. They may have posted it, but we talk. Oh, so the last thing I wanted to share or talk about is this. So we know that Simone, girl, is that legal? That she's a lawyer, she's an attorney, and she can see records or whatever that are there are, public information. But that maybe just like attorneys can get their hands on. I don't know. But she said that there is people are asking, why did he just going down by himself? Like there gotta be other people that's involved that either if they're not going to turn on him and testify against him, they gotta be a co-conspirator, right? And she said, well, what she does know is there's a sealed indictment or a sealed information that has Diddy listed as defendant one. She said, and the reason she knows that there's co-conspirators is because if it wasn't, it wouldn't say Sean Combs defendant one, it would just say Sean Combs defendant. So there are some sealed co-conspirators that are, but it's sealed right now. And she said it stays sealed until they come to testify. So that was interesting to me to know. I know that we have speculation about there's got to be other people, or there's got to be at least one co-conspirator, right? And one of them that she said that she almost would put her money on, and me too, I would almost put all my money on it, is KK. Now, that's just what I think. Because if KK doesn't show up this week or next week with the prosecution, it's going to be with the defense. And I don't know, KK's just a big one. I just can't get her. I need her to show up. And then she also said that D-Rock could be another co-conspirator. Right. And we had said that anyway, that we thought that, those two could possibly be co-conspirators. So we'll see.
Yeah, but tomorrow I think is Jane, the other victim.
The other one that
I think they said that they're going to have her until Monday.
Yeah, and this is the one, the international. This is the international one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is the international one, but she's under Jane Doe. And this is the one that they're going to keep the overflow room from seeing. So if you want to get in the courthouse, you better get there at 5 o'clock in the morning and just stand in that line or pay somebody big money to stand in line for you. Because if you're not in the courtroom, you will not get to see her. And I think they're just putting more additional security to that because of what happened to Mia and how she was doxxed.
Right. Right. But I mean, if they're not putting their names forward, I just feel nobody should put their names forward. They became Jane or Mia or anonymous for a reason.
There was a reason for it, and no one should violate that. I mean, just go do what you're supposed to do. If you went there to cover it, just cover it and follow the rules. It's not a reason, because a lot of times it's for their safety. Like, what are we putting their names out there for? Just don't do it. Just don't do it. I do want to say that I'm loving the way Donat is carrying himself these last couple of days, and he's doing really good, getting some good interviews. So shout out to Donat. Shout out to Armand Wiggins, who is out there doing his thing. He's going to be on Nancy Grace. He's shooting TMZ tonight. Be on Nancy Grace again tonight or tomorrow. He's doing his thing, and so you can't knock him for. You can only. Well, I only support, and I'm excited for him. And shout out to Tisa and Make It Make Sense. Everybody that's out there doing their thing. They're covering it. They're bringing us some real good information. And always shout out to Inner City Press, because that's how we can bring the information, because he is on it. He's on it, and it's good stuff. So anyway, Harlem, what else you got tonight?
Yeah, I was gonna say Armand is on one of the local news channels in New York too,
Channel
and
5.
Tisa is on. He was gonna be on WPIX, and Tisa was supposed to be on WPIX, I think tomorrow, and she was on ABC tonight.
All right, Tisa.
Yeah, so they are, getting themselves out there.
I am not mad at them, and I wish them nothing but the best. That makes me excited because this is YouTube, right? Like they worked for that. They put in time for that, and so they deserve it. Anybody that works hard and committed like that, they deserve that. They deserve to shine. Why not? And so we'll catch. I'm sure they'll post some clips and stuff, and we can go check it out. But you guys, if you get a chance, go check them out, follow them, and follow Inner City Press on X, if you will, or if you want to. And again, in here, hit the like button if you will. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. And if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. We are going to we have our membership open. So if you want to become a member, we sure will welcome you, and we will be bringing exclusives as well. We're headed to 10K, y'all. Thank you guys for getting us there. Every day we get new subscribers, so I appreciate that. Other than that, Harlem, anything else?
Court doesn't start tomorrow, I think, until 11.
Thank you, Alberta. Yes, so you guys, thank you so much, Alberta. So I'm gonna keep consistent, but yeah. So you guys go check out that edited, or that the I think it's for the rest of the week. That the schedule for court is going to be different. They're going to start later, a couple of days. So go check that out so we don't miss that. Other than that, anything else? That I can't think of anything right now.
No, I don't have anything else.
All right. Well, I'm gonna keep my pen to the paper and make sure we stay updated with everything else. Thank you again, Alberta, for being a member. Thank y'all for coming in tonight. And I will see y'all in the mornings. And I'm not gonna put a time on it. Montana was late this morning, so he couldn't even check me. He couldn't even check me and say, "Look, you late." So,
Oh, look at you. Because I was going to mess with him tonight because he had messaged me. I had sent him Inner City Press's
uh,
information. And then he told me, he said, don't laugh at me, but I don't have a Twitter and it won't let me create an account. And I was like, oh, wow. And then he going to say, oh, you going to be laughing at me. So I was going to get him tonight for not having a Twitter.
Yeah, and he ain't even here tonight. Ain't even here. So anyway, we can catch him tomorrow. So
Right.
Albert, you have a good night too. Everybody have a good night. Yeah, we'll catch him in the morning or tomorrow sometime. But other than that, y'all have a good night. Harlem, have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget, y'all, if y'all got information to send to me, get it to me, get it to Harlem. We would appreciate it. Y'all have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.